On April 15th, the second wave of the college football transfer portal opened up, the spring football transfer portal. This is another opportunity for players to enter the portal after spring ball and to find a new home for their college football careers. There's already been some big name players that have entered the portal, and in today's video, I'm going to be talking about some players that have entered recently that you need to keep an eye on. I'm primarily going to be talking about the players that have entered the portal on the April 15th date, but I may be mentioning a player that entered the portal earlier in the offseason that is still in the portal to this day. Before I move on, remember to smash that like button and subscribe if you haven't already, as it really helps the channel out. Now, let's get into it. The first player that I'm going to be talking about in today's video is Boston College defensive back Josh DeBerry. Josh DeBerry, over his college football career at Boston College, would have a total of 158 career tackles, 13 tackles for loss, 1 sack, 4 interceptions, 15 pass deflections, 2 fumble recoveries, and 3 forced fumbles, along with an all-second-team ACC selection in 2021 and an honorable mention all-ACC team in 2020. In this previous 2022 campaign, he racked up 50 total tackles, 3.5 tackles for loss, 1 interception, and 4 total pass deflections on the season. Josh DeBerry is seeming to focusing on 4 schools according to 24/7 Sports: Texas A&M, Wisconsin, Ole Miss, and Arkansas. He isn't the biggest DB out there, but he is one that is fearless, physical, has great instincts, and is very versatile, as in his span of his career at Boston College, he would often line up inside and outside as a cornerback. On to the next player. It is Texas wide receiver Brennan Thompson. Thompson comes from the 2022 recruiting class, where he was a high 4-star recruit with 36 total offers from schools such as Texas, Oklahoma State, Oregon, Texas A&M, Oklahoma, and Alabama, just to name a few. And of course, he would end up choosing the Longhorns. He was one of the fastest recruits in the 2022 class and even runs track at Texas. As a true freshman, as a Longhorn in the 2022 college football campaign, Thompson would appear in 9 games, in which he was a backup wide receiver. He only recorded 1 reception for 32 yards. And he kind of got lost in the shuffle, as Texas had a really good and experienced wide receiver room, and they only added to it more for the 2023 season, and now he's officially in the portal to see an opportunity in which he'll have a bigger role with another team. Being one of the fastest players in the portal right now, and still being a young receiver that you can develop, and one that has 3 years of eligibility left in his college football career, I can guarantee you that Brennan Thompson's going to have some of the bigger programs after him in the portal. Taking a look at this next player, it is Auburn defensive lineman Jeffrey Emba. Emba was the #1 rated JUCO recruit coming from the 2022 recruiting class and held a total of 30+ offers coming out of Independence Community College from schools such as Auburn, Miami, Tennessee, Florida, LSU, and USC, just to name a few. In the 2022 college football season, Jeffrey Emba had 6 total tackles, 1 tackle for loss, 1 sack, and 1 forced fumble. It wasn't as big of a season as you may have expected from the #1 rated JUCO recruit, but this is a very big surprise to see him enter the portal, as a lot of people inside the Auburn program thought Jeffrey Emba was going to take that next step and have a big season for the Tigers in the SEC. Jeffrey Emba is more than likely going to be one of the more highly sought players in this next wave of the transfer portal, as every team in the nation, or at least almost every team in the nation, needs defensive linemen. You can never have too many defensive linemen, especially those that are 6'6" and 315 pounds. And Jeffrey Emba is advertising himself as a DN/edge, and of course he was playing interior defensive lineman, as that's what he's been doing a lot lately. But knowing that he wants to be versatile, you can expect him to have a lot of big programs after him in the portal, and it's going to be very interesting to see where Jeffrey Emba goes for the 2023 college football season. Transitioning on to the next player, we're going to be taking it back to the offensive side of the ball, taking a look at North Texas tight end Varquis Gums. In the 2022 college football season as a redshirt freshman, Gums would be a second-team freshman All-American. He would have a big season as in 14 games played. He recorded 34 receptions for 458 receiving yards, averaging 13.5 receiving yards per reception, and a total of 5 touchdowns through the air. He was expected to have a big season in 2023 for the Mean Green, but now he's entered the portal, and you can guarantee Gums being a Power 5 player for the 2023 college football season. Some of the offers he has already in the portal, as of the recording of this video, is Pitt, West Virginia, Utah, Arkansas, Colorado, and BYU. Those are the ones that he has posted on Twitter. I would expect that offer sheet for Gum to grow by quite a bit, as he had a very productive season for UNT, being second in receptions and second in receiving touchdowns for the team. He also has quite a bit of eligibility left, as he's going to be a redshirt sophomore in the 2023 season, having 3 years of collegiate eligibility left. For the final player that I'm going to be talking about in today's video, he isn't quite necessarily a recent transfer portal entry, as he actually entered the transfer portal in about mid-January, and that's Alabama wide receiver Tyler Harrell. To me, Harrell is an interesting case. In the 2022 transfer portal class, he was one of the more sought-after players in the entire portal, and he was expected to have a huge season for Alabama in 2022. As in 2021 with Louisville, in 12 games played, he recorded 18 receptions for an insane total of 523 yards, with an insane per reception total of 29 yards per reception and 6 touchdowns through the air. People thought he was going to go off in Alabama's system in 2022 with one of the top quarterbacks in the game in Bryce Young. The early reports of Harrell at Alabama were very promising. However, he would deal with injury issues much of the 22 campaign, and in fact would not play in his first game until versus Mississippi State on October 22nd. He would play in a grand total of 6 games for the Crimson Tide during the 2022 collegiate campaign, and he would record 2 receptions for 18 yards. The injury issue that he had would ultimately get him lost in the shuffle for Alabama, and that would lead to him eventually entering the portal. With 1 year of eligibility and being in the portal for a few months, he still remains uncommitted, and I think it's going to be very interesting to see where he's going to end up. As these past few months in the portal, it's been pretty quiet to see rumors and news about Tyler Harrell, to see what schools he's interested in, and to see what schools he's possibly going to visit. Even though his 22 season didn't go his way, I still believe Tyler Harrell can be a very big part of someone's offense in 2023. Well guys, if you made it this far in today's video, drop something down in the comment section below what videos you want to see me make in the future. And before you head out, remember to smash that like button, turn on those post notifications, and subscribe if you haven't already. B. Kelly out.